Well, g'day throttlers and welcome back to the channel. Today is a day that I've been looking forward to for some time. Going back a number of years, when the Arteon was first released from Volkswagen, I got to test drive and review it, and it's been one of my favourite cars ever since. The Arteon has like a sense of elegance and style and understated sexiness on the road. It's got quite a strong road presence and it's just a really good looking car, and in my opinion one of the nicest looking cars on the road, especially in the category that it's in. When they first released the shooting brake version of the Arteon, I thought, wow, how can you not win? It's got all the sexiness and the style of the Arteon, plus a sporty, usable wagon with plenty of space in the back for families, for kids, for bikes, whatever you might need to carry around. So today, or for the next couple of days, I have the Arteon Shooting Brake, and to be honest, I'm absolutely starving. So I'm going to use the shooting brake to get me down the coast for a big burger and maybe some chips, and we'll talk about the car on the way. Well, I have to say that starting here at Warrenora Dam was, in my mind, a great quiet place to set up and start the video. However, because it's so quiet, it's also so popular for learner drivers going around with their parents trying to learn how to drive their cars. So it was difficult to try and get the right shots, but awesome that the learner drivers have got such a safe and usable space as Warrenora Dam to get comfortable with driving before they hit the road and start to affect everyone else. Anyway, talking about hitting the road, I recently got back from a 3-week, 7,000 kilometre journey into the Australian outback. Now, I wasn't able to do it in a Volkswagen, unfortunately. There wasn't any available for me. However, what it did do was cement the idea in my mind that my favourite style of driving is Grand Touring. So Grand Touring is a pretty large umbrella when it comes to a style of driving, but what it does do, it allows for a certain kind of vehicle to be involved. So number one, it needs to be comfortable to be able to do hours and hours on end. Arteon Shooting Brake, thumbs up, super comfortable. The best thing about most of the Volkswagen products, in fact, is that it has multiple comfort settings within the system. So you can have, well, let's have a look right now. I'll go into mode. It's got eco, so if you're trying to save on fuel. It's got comfort, normal, sport, and individual, where you can set it up as you please. So definitely for a long journey, you want comfort mode. So you're cruising along, it absorbs the bumps nicely, and it's just a pleasant place to be. Part of Grand Touring is finding a twisty road and having a bit of fun on it as well. Again, we have a setting for that. We can go into sports mode or individual mode, and we can set this car up how we want it to jump into the twisties and have a good time, knowing that it's going to be nice and flat and strong around a corner. The suspension will firm up nicely, the steering will firm up, and the engine and throttle response will increase as well. So you can have a whole heap of fun on twisty roads. Then the moment you get back to those straight long roads that I did all the way up to Alice Springs, pop it back into comfort mode, put it on cruise control, and cruise along at your joy. Okay, so while we're on our way across to the coast to grab a coffee, we need to talk about specs, because a lot of you guys that watch these videos want to know about specs. Now, always remember that if you don't see specs in a video, you can just go to the Sutherland Volkswagen website and you can download a whole spec sheet and you can have absolutely everything available at your fingertips rather than just the things that I choose to tell you. But let's talk about kilowatts. So the power that we've got in this Arteon is 140 kilowatts. So it's the 2-litre engine, turbocharged, front wheel drive. It's pushing out 320 Newton meters of torque. And to be honest, in this style of car, being, I guess, a shooting brake, it's kind of a sports wagon, but it's not a sports wagon. It's got enough power for you to do whatever you need to do. You can put your car seats in the back for the kids. You can have a couple of bikes in the back or a surfboard, and this will still give you an ample amount of fun without having to have a large horse-powered vehicle. I think it's got a really nice blend of power to weight ratio, still has a fun factor attached to it, and is suitable and economic to run, and how can you go wrong, really? Now, I don't know if you can see, but the view out to sea today is absolutely beautiful. So let's go and have a closer look. Now, it's super rare to come here and not see any motorcycles at all. But today, there doesn't seem to be any there at all. So quick coffee and we'll continue on.
Anything else?
That's all, thanks.
Just $6.
Thank you. Oh, it smells delicious in there. Whatever you're cooking is amazing. So I've got my coffee with a nice little message on top. So let's keep heading south to find some delicious food. So this area is called Bald Hill, and it's at Stanwell Park, or maybe it's called Stanwell Tops here. But such a popular motorcycle destination or meeting point. There's the Flying High Cafe at the top, and there is also a ice cream van here that does hot dogs as well. So great spot, plenty of food up here, and obviously the views are absolutely insane. Alright, so we've tried Bell's Diners here and Shell's Diner, I think. So let's see how these burgers stack up. We're on the beautiful Austinmere beach. Well, there's no better use for a wagon, in my opinion, than sitting by the beach, having a hamburger, watching the world go by. Magic day. It was supposed to be raining today, and as you can see, it's turned out to be an absolute cracker. And I'm sitting next to one of my dream vehicles, a Volkswagen Transporter. Yeah, man. Anyway, burger time. Stick around to the end, because I'm going to let you know what I think about the shooting brake. So inspired by Ross from Biker Talk YouTube channel, I'm passing Dark's Forest. Now this is an apple farm here, so I thought I'd just pop in and get some cheeky cider. I've never been here before, so we'll see what we find. Oh, what a shop. You have to come out here if you're in Sydney. Beautiful outdoor seating there for a weekend picnic perhaps, but I've got my haul. I've got apple juice, I've got alcoholic apple cider, I've got honey, raw honey. What else have I got? Steak sauce and tomato relish. And I can't wait to get home and eat it all. Well, I must admit it is becoming a bit of a habit finishing a Volkswagen video here at Sublime Point Lookout, but how can you not? It's so beautiful. The sun's out, the birds are chirping, the trees are here are beautiful, and just over the cliff there is the ocean. What a great spot. So, look, we know that I'm a Volkswagen fan. I choose to own Volkswagens well before my relationship with Sutherland Volkswagen, but the Arteon also was my favourite ever, or one of my favourite ever cars that I've reviewed over the years. I just like the style, the elegance, the road presence, and the practicality of having a car that's just as happy being comfortable on the road as it is ripping into corners and having an absolute ball. The Shooting Brake, being a sports wagon version of the Arteon, just ticks even more boxes. It makes it more practical. You can put the kids' bikes in the back. You can lay your surfboard in the back. Your mountain bike, if you want to go riding your mountain bike through this bush. It's such a win of a car. Now, I know that the SUV market is such a strong market in Australia, but in my opinion, a sports wagon is a more driver-centric utility vehicle. So the SUV, yes, you're sitting higher. Yes, some of them have an all-wheel drive component. Maybe you can go onto rougher roads. But if you're like me and you just like drivability, to get in a car and have comfort or have sports specific, get on the road and have fun, you need the lower center of gravity that something like the Arteon has. And it's such a recipe for everything that's perfect about motoring. You can grand tour in it, you can get on the twisty roads and have fun, you can throw the whole family in the back and go on holidays with it. It's such a win. And it's got an 1800 kilograms braked towing capacity, so you can even tow a small camper or small caravan or a small boat behind this. What's not to love? As always, guys, just remember that if you're interested in a Volkswagen at all, any Volkswagen, contact Sutherland Volkswagen at time of purchase. If you mention Throttle Down Under that you've seen any of my Volkswagen videos, they will give you 2 years of free servicing just because you and I are friends. So make sure that you reach out to Sutherland Volkswagen for any of your Volkswagen needs and tell them you know Throttle Down Under and get that amazing deal. Anyway, folks, what an amazing day. It was supposed to be pouring with rain today, and we've got sunshine, we've got clean air and a nice gentle breeze. So I'm gonna keep going for the rest of my day and enjoy this before the rain kicks in tomorrow. Throttle on, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.